Prelims, we pound for pound. UFC thrills, stills nights get loud. Big EQB, that's how we get down.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GRP. Back at it again on a Thursday, and we got UFC London coming up, so we definitely gotta go over that. And there's a couple good fights. 78 Northwest, what's up? Welcome in, appreciate you. Yeah, so we got that fight to talk about. Got some PFL action going on this weekend as well, and then we got to talk about the continuing announcements of the Netflix MMA card. MVP hosting. Antoine, what up? Not too bad, not too bad. Another day. Another day. All right, Antoine, appreciate you. But yeah, that's really all we got going on this weekend. Of course, the UFC London card is going to be an early one. So don't miss that, because it's easy to miss if you don't know. For me in Arizona, it is damn, we hit 100 today, man. That's how it is in Arizona. We hit 100 today. That shit is crazy. I think it's the first day in my city we've hit 100. Around other parts of Arizona, I think it's hit 100 already before, but yeah, man, it's getting hotter over here. So fucking desert, man. Fucking desert. But it's all good. I don't really like the really cold ass weather. I can handle it for a little bit, but I'm not trying to live in that shit. But that's just me. I'll deal with the heat, I guess. It'd be nice to have something in between, but this is where I live, and it is what it is. I'm used to it. It gets hot and everyone complains about it, but that's just what you got to do. That's how you deal with it. So, but we're in the desert. What do you think? That's what happens. But yeah, what was I saying? I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was talking about the UFC London card is going to be 10 a.m. here. That's why I went in that direction, because Antoine asked that question. But making Hunter lousy matchmakers, Johnny. Oh man, that is the talk, right? That is the talk right now. How bad the matchmaking is for the UFC. I don't even know what to say, man. I mean, like I said before, we might as well get the fucking fight wheel predictor out there and just throw some names, throw all the names you might want, and then just say, fuck weight classes, fuck any of that. Let's just throw it all in the wheel and let them figure it out. Like, what are we doing? Why is Brendan Allen fighting an unranked fighter? I don't know. That is a goddamn good question, and I don't think anybody can answer that. Like, that's what I would love to see. I would love to see what the reasoning behind this matchmaking is. Like, just drop the fucking bullshit for a second and give us some insight into what's going on. They don't give a shit about us, though, right? They don't give a shit. This is what they think.
I don't give a fuck
about what us fans want. That's what they say. They don't give a shit. They're like, oh, that's all they do is complain. They had to pay $80 for every pay-per-view. Now they get it for free, and they're just complaining more. I guarantee that's the kind of shit they talk. They don't give a fuck about what we think or what we want. They're just they're phoning it in now, man. That's about how it goes. They're making a paper airplane. They're fucking throwing that shit, and it's just doing this, and then it's gonna land where it lands, whether it be 2 seconds after you throw it or it fucking flies for a goddamn mile and a half. That's all. They don't know. They don't care. They're just like, hey, these motherfuckers are gonna watch it anyway. They're either gonna hate watch it or they're gonna watch it because they don't know any better. And the ones that do know better are gonna sit there and just be like, fuck, just shake their head. That's where we're at this point. This is why they play that sound click as soon as they come to they came to Paramount. Yeah, it's it's all about the fucking money, man.
I'm rich, bitch.
They don't give a shit anymore. That's that 1.1 billion per year for 7 years. They're just kicking back, putting their feet up, being like, "What's up? What are we spending our money on? Oh, the fights this weekend. Oh shit, hold on. Let me get a pen. We'll just write these out real quick, and yeah, that's about how it goes. So what are we gonna fucking do? All we can do is sit here and complain about it, but you know what? That does make it feel better every once in a while. So we'll just sit here and complain about it, and who gives a shit? I was always trying, man. I was trying. That's why I did the whole. Maybe it wasn't so much of a crash out episode, but I was pissed, and I had some things to say, so I wanted to get it off my chest. But that's what it's gonna be from this point on until I'm waiting for 327. That feels like a pretty good card. Still nothing compared to the way it used to be, but good in comparison to whatever else is happening these days. It just sucks, man. It's a damn disappointment. That's what it is. It's a fucking disappointment. But and then you got these cards. The fight nights have notoriously not been the best. Because a lot of times they're at the apex, but they used to be when they would be held in other countries, especially. But when they would be putting them on in different cities, they try to show out for that city. You know what I mean? They try to get the fighters that people want to see so that they can return. They have a good showing and they can come back and people are interested and buy those tickets up real quick. But now, not only do they overprice the shit out of the tickets and they just want more money, but they also don't give a shit whether you're entertained or not. They're like, oh, these guys paid their money. We don't give a fuck anymore. Conor McGregor have the Rick James sound clip from Chappelle's show. Oh, yeah. I actually have that one. You know, it's funny. I can actually, hold on. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. They don't give a shit. I wish they did. Because if they cared a little more, people might show a little more interest. And everyone's always going to complain about something. That's just the way the world works. People complain about shit regardless of what it is. But at least if they were putting on good fights, that could be the part that gets combated. You know what I mean? Like, hey, at least you're getting good fights. But we can't even do that anymore. Here you go, Johnny.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I know. I had that clip. I just had to put it in. I had to put it in a button. But I was looking for that one not too long ago. And I have a bunch of sounds because I used to mess around with them. We used to have soundboard wars in a podcast I used to do back in the day. When I first got my stream deck, I was like, hell yeah, we're going to do all this. I had like 3 pages of sounds. So I got a bunch. I got to find some new ones though. But anyway, back to it. 10 o'clock a.m. for Arizona time for the prelims for UFC London. Some okay fights in there. There's a couple that could be pretty good. And then we got 1 o'clock p.m. for the main card fight. So, on prelim cards, we got eight prelims for fight nights, and then main cards, we got 6 fights for the main card. At least they haven't cut that back. But you know what? I would take them cutting back the amount of fights if they put on more quality fights. Quality over quantity in this case is probably a good thing. So if we got that, I think it would make up for a little bit of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But what the fuck do I know, right?
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
At the UFC. Oh man, we're gonna get to 327. Let me look. 327. Let's look at this again. Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Ulberg. Maybe not a blockbuster fucking fight, but Yuri's fun to watch, and Carlos Ulberg has been pretty damn good lately. So that's for a vacant light heavyweight title at least. And then we got Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. I think that has some good potential to be an exciting ass fight. We know Joshua Van can fight, and Tatsuro Taira is a quick little demon. So we can definitely get a good one out of that. Josh Hokett makes things interesting no matter how cringe the shit is. He'll make it interesting. He's 8-0. He's looking to go up against Curtis Blades, but will Curtis Blades just fucking take his ass down and hold him there? That's what Curtis Blades does. But he's going to have to get past that, the Incredible Hulk and that big fist. But we'll see how that goes. Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. That's got potential to be a banger. And then Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. Let's see the Paulo Costa of old, the seeker juice. Let that shit flow through his veins, and let's see what happens. Josh wrestling is amazing. Oh yeah, he is good at wrestling, huh? We just been seeing him fucking knock fools out. That's kind of what I was thinking about. But he does have some good wrestling. So we'll see what he has for Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades is that like quiet good where, you know, he's just he's a weird dude. I've seen him on TikTok Live, and he's always talking about hunting and shit. He doesn't like to talk about fighting on TikTok Live. He likes to talk about hunting, which is cool and all. It doesn't seem like he would be that into hunting, but the immortal Josh Hogan, he says his prayers at me. I'm telling you, man, it's a little bit cringe, but at least he makes it interesting. Pitbull versus Pico. What the fuck, man? What is that shit? Maybe we'll get two fighters that have not been great actually doing something in that one. I mean, it could turn into a battle of a Bellator battle because they're used to that kind of level of competition for each other. We'll see. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. I think this is Cub's last fight, so Nate the Train's always fun to watch. And he gets hit a lot, makes it interesting. Hopefully he comes out to I'm a real American. Gamrot versus Ribovics, that could be damn good too. I mean, these are prelim fights, man. Some of these prelim fights are bangers. Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown, that could be good, but you know, Randy gets into some weird fights sometimes, and Kevin Holland does too. Like, they just meet in the middle and clash, and then nothing really happens, and then they both get timid, or they hit each other with something. They both get a little timid. I think Brown has potential to wreck Holland if he comes out being that guy that he's been in the past, knocking fools out, but he just doesn't do it as consistently as we would hope. Tyler Fish, what up? I was like, you're what? Yo, what's going on, Tyler? Suarez versus Godinez. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. We gotta see how Suarez comes back, but she has potential to make that very boring because we know how Suarez fights. But you know, it's what can Lupi do? And then Calvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Not bad there. Not bad there at all. So we'll see. That's UFC 327. So at least we got that to look forward to. Our next fight night after this one is Adesanya versus Pyfer. We'll see how Adesanya comes out, man. I want to see him do well. I like Joe Pyfer, but I want to see Adesanya just get a couple more really good wins under his belt, and against somebody like Pyfer, that could be a good one for him. 326 is better. What are you talking about? Grasso versus Barber. Oof, I don't know. Chiesa versus Carlston Harris. Oh, this is Chiesa's final fight for sure. I know that. Tatiana going to win by submission? Yeah, more than likely. Arosa versus Douglas. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Bulgari. Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. That could be good. Terrence McKinney comes out fucking first round. Win or lose, it's over in the first round. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Musayev. Hooper versus Gibson. Yeah, I mean, there's some Walter Walker versus Marcin Tybura. Yeah, there's some decent fights there. Tatiana sucked the talent out of Apache. Oh my god, bro. Holy shit.
Bruh.
Oh man. Oh, I wasn't ready for that one. Holy fuck.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I was, hey, if that was true, man, she'd be doing a little better right now. Maybe Patchy didn't have much to get out of him. Damn. Anyway, I got wrapped up in that. So yeah, we got Evloev versus Murphy on this UFC London card. Before we get to all that, we got Michael Venom Page on this card too. Let's see what he can do against Sam Patterson. Weird fucking matchup. I don't get it. But we'll see if Michael Venom Page comes out as as the MVP of old. Iwo Baranowski versus Austin Lane. That should be fast and furious, I hope. Delete versus Christian Leroy Duncan. That could be good. Of course, we're going to talk about all these and get in depth in them here in a minute. I just got involved into looking at all the matchups coming up. Imagine if Jean Silva gets the next title shot. Ooh. Yeah, we'll see how this main event goes, man, because he's already talking shit out there saying he's going to be there. That's what I said, Tyler. Like, what the fuck is Austin Lane still doing on the goddamn roster? Like, just because he's an ex-NFL player don't mean shit. He sucks, bro. Like, he fucking sucks at fighting. He might have been a good football player, a decent football player, but he absolutely sucks at fighting. I don't understand it either. But we'll get into all of it. Before we go too far, let me hit up my sponsor and let's see. Let's pick a bottle here. See if I tried to refresh these a little bit. I got both of these kind of wearing out, but I like to give my sponsor a shout out anyway. Noctane Smelling Salts. I use the shit out of these, so as you know, every time on the podcast, I'm hitting up the smelling salts. But they're a good product, and this is the most potent cap, the red cap, and they have a couple other potencies. You can put some scents to them. Got some crazy scents, some good scents, some stuff you wouldn't think would be cool, and it is. Black pepper was oddly good. You would think it like make you want to sneeze or something, but it doesn't. It's actually a decent smell. You get that little peppery at the end. Let's see. Let me hit this up real quick. Oh. Yep. That worked. That worked. That was a good one. Keeps you awake and alert. I use it for long drives. I'm definitely going to have to refresh these bottles before I go on my long road trip to take my daughter to her new home when she does move away. That's gearing up pretty quick here. It's going to be happening in May. Got a sponsorship with Joker and his yeah, that's gearing up soon, and man, the time's flying. So thank you, Noctane. I'm going to be using this a lot. I need some fresh bottles, so I'll have to hit up my boy over at Noctane and get some fresh ones before I head out on that long road trip. But yeah, thank you, Noctane, for the sponsorship. Appreciate that. So let's get to it, and let's talk about some combat sports, because that's what we're here for. Like, I haven't just been talking about a bunch of fights, but whatever. You know what I mean. Let's get to it. We'll start with this MVP MMA, Netflix MMA. Let me turn this fan back on, because again, I'm in Arizona and it's fucking hot. I got AC, but you know, I like to keep the air flowing in here. But we had this announcement. I feel like it's a pretty damn good one, man. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. The 209 versus the King of Violence. Both making their return to MMA after they both had their little side quest into traditional boxing. And of course, Mike Perry's been in bare knuckle boxing for a while now, getting that King of Violence title, because that's what he is fucking violent. And we like that out of Mike Perry, right? So Mike Perry called out Nate Diaz a while back, talking about wanting to fight him, whether it be in boxing, bare knuckle, MMA, didn't matter. He said he wanted to fight him. And of course, Nate Diaz brings the heat. I know he didn't do very well against Jake Paul. That was not a bad showing. Arizona iced tea is perfect to drink right now. It sure is. I actually drink tea a lot. Not Arizona iced tea, not so much. I actually make my own tea here at home. That's what I got here. I got a nice bottle of tea always, because I try to stay away from the soda all the time. It is sweet tea, so it's not that much better, but you know what? It's tea. I like tea. But yeah, Nate Diaz coming back, and you know, both these fools like to talk shit, and we always gotta pay homage to Nate Diaz, one of my favorite fighters of all time.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
With some of the best one-liners out there. As dumb as people think he is, he says some cool shit, some funny shit, and yeah, let's see if he can bring the heat back into MMA. It's been a while since we've seen him fight in MMA. Real ones only drink Red Mountain Dew. Gotta get that Red 40. Oh shit. Yeah, so we got Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry announced, and yeah, this is gonna be a banger fight, man. What's up, Infinity? I hear people in Arizona can only drink Arizona iced tea and not Lipton, Brisker. Wrong. But yeah, this has potential to be. I mean, there's people out there talking about this should have been the fucking main event, and you know, obviously they are doing, as you can see here in the middle of the poster under Perry's name, it says 5-minute professional, or 5x5 professional MMA bouts. So 5-minute rounds. All 3 of the bouts that have been announced are going to be 5-minute round, or I'm sorry, 5-minute round fights. So it's like having 3 headliners. But with this being put out there, of course, Ronda Rousey has been close with the Diaz bros since she was fighting in the UFC. McGregor versus the winner on MVP next. I wish, but that ain't gonna happen for a while, because Conor's still wrapped up with the UFC contract. Now maybe he finds a slick way to get out of it, but I don't know if he wants to. I think oh shit, 78 Northwest. I did not see that, man. I missed that one. That must have been pretty fucking funny. Jake Shields is a fucking nut job, man. But it's some of the shit you see them get into is pretty entertaining. What the fuck? Some random ass knowledge there, Johnny. Yeah, so but like I said, Ronda has been close with the 209 boys for a while, and she threw out this tweet throwing some shade to the UFC, Hunter Campbell especially. She said, "Welcome to the revolution, Nate Diaz, Platinum Perry. It's the fighters versus the establishment, and we're gonna win. May 16th, only on Netflix. P.S. Hunter Campbell pissed off the wrong bitch. I'm coming for your job, motherfucker." Talking shit, man. But you know what? At this point, I feel like Ronda Rousey can probably make better matchups than Hunter Campbell's been making. So imagine this is a fake White House card, and after Topuria, it switches to the commentary talking as usual, but then McGregor makes a WWE entrance. Then Diaz comes out to complete the trilogy. That would be sick, actually. You get the fucking break into the glass, and Conor McGregor comes walking out as if he's stone cold. Then you get fucking Nate Diaz coming out like he's the fucking Undertaker. Hunter's wife going to challenge her to a street fight. Shit. Oh, man. But hey, Ronda's talking shit. And, you know, like I said, if the UFC would have paid her and Gina what they were asking for, none of this should be happening. But, you know, Ronda's pissed off. Like she said, Hunter Campbell pissed off the wrong bitch. And she's already talking, like, telling Nikisa Badarian that, you know, she can't be his Conor McGregor, but she can be his Dana White. So yeah, we got a triple headliner card here because, like I said, all 3 of these fights are slated for 5-minute rounds, which tells me that there's not going to be too many other fights on this card. I guarantee they're probably going to put like 3 more fights on this card, and we already know about one of them. It's Lorenz Larkin versus, oh shit, I forgot who it was. Lorenz Larkin. I gotta find out real quick because I can't remember. Shit. I'm gonna feel real dumb when I find out. Where is it, man? Damn it. Come on. I'm gonna fucking hate myself when I find out who it is. Anyway, you know what? I can find out real fast. Let me look. It's easier on my damn phone half the time because the I just look up Combat Sports Today because they keep you up to date with everything. I've said it before, so you can go follow them on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it at this point, and you can find out everything from there. Let me find this real quick. because I'm interested. I can't. Oh, that's PFL. Oh, Joe Schilling's making his debut in MMA. PFL versus Donegai Abina. So that's interesting. Kurt Schilling going. Okay, Lorenz Larkin versus Jason Jackson is another fight that's happening in MVP MMA in a welterweight battle. So that's your fourth fight. I bet you they only have about 2 more on that card, because with 3 of these fights being 5-minute rounds, I don't see them putting too many more fights on this card. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe they make it an entire spectacle event and fucking do like 9 fights. But with 3 5-round fights, I don't know that they put too many more on there. And they don't want to use up all of that talent if they're planning on doing another one. But we'll see. We'll see. That's what we got so far. And I thought this was interesting. The real BMFs, Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. That's pretty interesting that they would title it that, because you know that this is not going to be the kind of fight that the BMF title just was at 326. Now, all respect to Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira. You know, Charles Oliveira, he did his thing, man. I mean, it was a dominant fight and a dominant win for him. But you know, that wasn't the type of fight we were looking for the BMFs. And I've heard the arguments on both sides as to whether, you know, hey, if you're a real fighter, you should be able to get up and stop getting taken down, or get up and do something with it. But also, why isn't Charles Oliveira getting anything done on the ground? Max Holloway is a tough guy to pin down, hold down, and submit. So I guess when it comes down to it, you know, the opponent is something that's a matter in that. It's not like Chimaev, who just held down DDP. But you know, what we really wanted out of the BMF title is probably what we're going to get out of Nate Diaz and Mike Perry. I hope they pull through with this. I hope it's good, because there's definitely a lot behind it, and a lot that can, you know, that can come from this fight. And you know, Nate Diaz gets hit a lot, gets busted open. That's why his face looks as bloody as it does in that picture. But so does Mike Perry. So, and Nate Diaz likes to put that, you know, put that volume on you. He may not be a one-punch knockout guy, but he will wear you down with those punches. And coming back to MMA finally after a long time of not being in it, and you know, doing what he did in boxing. He beat Masvidal after losing to Jake Paul. And I think that was the last time we saw him. So we'll see what he has to offer. Mike Perry hasn't been in MMA for a minute, because he's been doing bare knuckle boxing, as well as a fight against Jake Paul as well. Jake Paul just putting his former opponents up against each other in MMA now, which is kind of hilarious. We'll see if we get Tyron Woodley back in there at some point in time. Not that I think that that's a good idea, but I wouldn't doubt it. So yeah, we'll see. But the real BMFs, man, that's actually not a bad thing to say about this fight. So that's what you got for MVP MMA, Netflix MMA, whatever you want to call it. But those are the fights that have been announced. We got 4 fights so far, waiting to see what else they put on there, and I wouldn't be surprised we get one more pretty big fight. So now we move into PFL, as I spoke about a minute ago. What's up, Yuri? How you doing? Welcome back. Appreciate you for jumping in. Make sure you guys like this video too while you're here. You know, it just takes a quick second to go hit that like button. I'd appreciate that. It helps me out, helps out the channel, and keeps me going. So yeah, I'd appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed already, which I'm sure most of you are that are in here right now, but if you're anyone else that's in here not subscribed, please do that too. Appreciate that, Tyler. So yeah, PFL Madrid happening this weekend, tomorrow actually. Costello Vanstines versus Fabian Edwards, of course the brother of Leon Edwards, fighting for the middleweight championship. Vanstines is the champ at the moment, and he beat Johnny Eblen for that belt, which was you know, a pretty big upset at the moment. Oh really, Tyler? That's funny. Yeah, it's PFL, man. That's how it goes. Fabian Edwards was the title holder at one point in time. back in August of last year. And he won the tournament finals. I'm sorry. No, he was the title holder back in 24. He beat Johnny Eblen. And then he beat Johnny Eblen twice. Damn. So yeah, he was. This is what's confusing about the damn PFL, between the tournament championship, I don't even know at this point. PFL Super Fights is what it was under. Bellator. Oh, he was a champion in Bellator, where he beat Johnny Eblen. Then he beat him in PFL Super Fights. So yeah, we got this fight going on. Costello Vanstinas was impressive against Johnny Eblen when he beat him for that title at PFL Africa. Came down to the last round. If I remember correctly, let me look at that again. Yeah, round 5, 4 minutes and 51 seconds is when he got the rear naked choke submission on Johnny Eblen. Just as confusing as boxing belts. Yeah. Yeah, it is, man. It is. That's what sucks about the PFL. It sounds like they're trying to turn it around and just make it clear-cut champions and stuff, getting rid of the tournaments and all that. But like you said, this is the first time you've heard of this event. I don't know how many other people are in that boat with you, but there's probably a lot. I actually wasn't paying that much attention. I knew this fight was coming up. I just didn't know exactly when it was. And then here it is. Now it's happening tomorrow night. So let's see who else. Here's a little bit of the card. We got Antonio McKee, who's a pretty decent fighter, fighting against Adam Borix. Co-main event there for the in the featherweight division. AJ McKee's ranked number 2. Borix is number 17. Then we got Franco Tenaglia versus Yasin Nahid. Who else? Maybe this, what the hell? This graphic might actually be Linton Vassell versus Jose Augusto. See, yeah, this, damn it, I didn't even check this because they changed the fights up. Well, it's all good. Who cares? The PFL, you wouldn't know the difference anything. I saw one thing and it was Fabian looking at a belt, but it didn't say anything about the fighter. That's about how it goes for PFL. The only other thing is Castello Vanstinas, his brother Gino Vanstinas, 7-2 in the lightweight division, is fighting Mark Ewan, who is 7-2 as well. They'll be fighting in the lightweight division. And I mean, yeah, see, even the graphic is wrong. It's like, what the hell? This was an early version, I guess, but it's hard to even find anything on it. Yeah, it's tough. I guess I did have the other one right here. That sucks. Oh well, who cares? It's PFL. It is what it is. Castello Vanstinas versus Fabian Edwards. That should be a decent fight. AJ McKee's fun to watch fight. Linton Vassell, older guy, but you know, decent fighter. And yeah, that's happening tomorrow. So that brings us over to the UFC London card. This, I don't know. How do you feel about this poster? I don't know. You know, I usually like it when they do something more than just like some black and white shit with just a tiny splash of color. This one seems like a little overdone, a little bit kind of corny, cheesy. This feels like, I don't like, yeah. This feels like something I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Looks like it's from the 80s. Yeah. Were they going for the retro feel? I don't know. It just does. It feels a little sloppy. But I mean, it is what it is. Looks like a kid's show poster. It kind of does. It kind of does. I was going to say it looks like a little kid made it, you know, and thought it'd be cool. But it is what it is. We don't get much for posters anymore out of the UFC. The artist series posters seem to be better most of the time. But so half the time I'm thinking they should just leave it up to, you know, the artists that make some of these posters to make the official poster, because then you get stuff like this and it's like, what, you know, give them the poster, add in your stuff, and at least it'll be interesting. But if you haven't seen the artist series stuff, you can usually find it on social media. The UFC will post them. People make them all the time. I saw one of the guys that makes a few of them. He posts on TikTok and posts kind of like the process of him making the poster. So it's pretty cool how he does it too. They should make a website for people to upload posters and people can vote. Yeah, that would make more sense instead of just doing this half-ass shit that they pay somebody for and they don't even come up with decent graphics. It's like, what are we doing? But yeah, what else? It's just the UFC's, the state of the UFC right now. It is what it is. It sucks. It sucks to say, and it sucks that that's the way it is, but what can you do? Let me get this in the right place. I lost my notes for a second because I clicked off of it. There we go. All right, so let's get into this because, you know, I always like to go prelims. We go from the bottom to the top, and we got to take a look at all the fights happening. So we start with the women. We got 2 women's fights in a row. Makes it a bit tough, you know, to get into the fights right away. Oh shit, I forgot to switch up. What the hell? I thought I switched this up. I made a mistake on one of these, so let me fix this. I noticed this earlier and I thought I fixed it, but I guess I didn't. Oh crap, I know what I did. There we go. So then, while I do that, yo, what up, Antoine? Appreciate you for coming back. I assume you were finishing up your show. I got to watch that a little bit. That was pretty good. Uncommon Commentators, good show. If you like basketball, or even if you don't, it's just an interesting show to watch. So check it out, Antoine. You doing a good job over there, man. So I enjoyed it while I got to sit in and watch. I'm just talking real quick because I screwed up my stuff. Oh shit, no, I didn't. I did not. I try to keep up with stuff, but I definitely don't ever get to keep it up. I did hear something about it, but I really didn't watch it. So let me see. I'm just trying to fix my my screw ups here, which will be quick, and then we'll get into talking about these. All right, cool. There we go. Ready to go. Fixing stuff on the fly. All right, so yeah, we got the 2 women's fights coming up here. Well, Molly McCann is done. She's done. She hasn't been fighting in a minute. I don't know if you were being your usual self, Tyler, but yeah, she's been out for a minute. We got Melissa Mullins versus Luana Carolina in the bantamweight division, and yeah, I mean the women's fights, man, especially when you're not really sure who they are. It's one of those things. You got to get through the women's fights first. At least they put them to the fake belt. Oh yeah. Yeah. But we got Mullins. She's you know, she's strong in the clinch and the grappling game, but Carolina seems like the stronger fighter overall. She's mostly a striker. Range versus control will be kind of what this fight is consisting of. And I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about here. Let's see. Melissa Mullins coming off of, she's 2-2 in the UFC, coming off of, damn, she's done like 3 grappling matches since the last time she fought. She's coming off a loss by unanimous decision. Oh yeah, man, it sucks to see Molly gone, but it also sucks that she kind of fell off like she did. I wish she wouldn't have, because I feel like she had a lot of potential to be an exciting fighter. But yeah, Molly was cool to watch. So Luana Carolina is 6-4 in the UFC. She's coming off a loss as well to Michelle Montague. Both these girls coming off of unanimous decision losses. Wouldn't doubt that that's about where we're going with this one. Probably getting a decision out of it, just like the next fight as well with the women. Unfortunately, I almost changed it. Then we got Chanel Dyer versus Ravina Oliveira. Dyer is 6-1, Oliveira 7-3. Dyer is making her UFC debut. She was 3-0 in the PFL, and then she went to the Contender Series. She lost that fight, but she's still in here in the UFC. Shows you the state of the women's divisions. You know, they should re-sign Molly for old time's sake. Yeah, I mean, she was boxing, right? I think she went and boxed at least once. But yeah, I mean, that's the state of the women's division just sucks at this point, man. Like I said, we got a girl that fought on the Contender Series. I mean, I don't really remember her on the Contender Series, but she lost by unanimous decision, and she still got the contract. So, I mean, good for her on that. We'll see if any of these girls can make a splash coming in. Oliveira is 0-2, lost by submission in her last fight, and then lost by decision in the fight before that. So, getting through those two fights, and then we get to a decent fight with Shamrock versus Al Sawadi. Abdul Karim Al Sawadi, who is 15-4, 0-1 in the UFC, coming off a loss by TKO in the third round. They sign anybody for the women's divisions? Man, it's like, we're already short on guys for being stars in the UFC. There's not a lot of up and comers right now that are like really making a big wave in the UFC as far as, potential to become a real star. And, the women, it's just so much harder even. And that's why it was kind of a mistake. You could have had a little resurgence in the UFC with Ronda Rousey coming back, but maybe because she made it clear that, it was kind of be a one-off. That's what it's seeming like it's going to be for her. So maybe the UFC was thinking, hey, as a one-off, like that's not going to really do a whole lot for us. And then Gina, no one ever really knows with their back and forth stuff. I think that was a strain too, and then them just asking for as much money as they wanted. But I mean, it could have brought back some interest in, the women's divisions. Like, there's a lot of girls that are coming up right now that probably knew of Ronda and Gina, or just at least Ronda, that probably got into fighting because of Ronda. So if she would have came back to the UFC and would have even just had the one fight, and, that could have brought back some interest in the women's division. But when it comes to stars in the UFC, I think it's hard to make fans really care now. Yeah. I mean, if they brought stars up like they used to, I think it would definitely bring back some interest, and it would help. But the problem is they just can't seem to get behind anybody and really push them. Like, sure, we see them pushing certain guys, but it seems like as soon as those guys lose, or as soon as they maybe just not do exactly what the UFC wants them to do, they just kind of lose interest, and then the push goes away. They just don't see this, they don't have the need to push anybody anymore. Those three letters make up the entire thing. The UFC is a thing of its own. The UFC is the star. So for them to push anybody any further than that, it just doesn't make sense for them, I think. And they don't give a shit what we think. So that's what makes it even worse. But Shamrock is coming out of that Paddy Pimblett camp, if I remember correctly. He was 4-0 in hold on, what was it? In Octagon. And then he's 0-1 in the UFC. He lost by unanimous decision. So, I mean, this has potential to be a decent fight. Getting away from the women. Who is there that they're pushing? Paddy and Bo Nickel? I mean, whatever's considered pushing these days, that's a problem, though. It's like, who are they really pushing? I don't know that they're really pushing anybody, It's like Sure, they may show a little bit of favoritism. You know, remember Juice Man was just like on it about Sean O'Malley. So maybe they were pushing him a little bit, but yeah, there's not really. They're pushing their own wallets. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks because there's really nobody they are pushing a lot. So that's a good point. Patty and Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel seems to be the a lot of these guys have great stories. It's just fans won't care. But see, the UFC used to make you care. You know what I mean? Because they used to yeah, because he gets on the big cards. As far as Bo Nickel, yeah, for sure. But what was I saying? Oh, the UFC kind of used to make you care because they would actually show you those stories. They would put it all in the countdowns and the what are those shows? Those fucking shows that they do. Embedded. So they used to be. Now Embedded's just like boring as shit. They don't really show anything. They don't have them get into anything. I don't know. It just doesn't show a whole lot. The best thing about the UFC is that the fighters tell their stories if they rise up the rankings and make it to the UFC countdown Embedded. Yeah, but those shows just don't consist of the things they used to. So that's kind of my point. That's kind of the problem. It's just not what it used to be, man. They used to actually put the stories out there in an interesting way and kind of make you care. And that just doesn't happen anymore. So then we got Louis Sutherland versus Brando fuck, how do you say this guy's name? Perichik? That might be it. But Louis Sutherland, this dude is pretty big for the heavyweight division. I mean, he's pretty ripped, like maybe not as much as he used to be, but he got subbed by Walter Walker in his last fight. Of course, one of the heel hook victims, but he had some heat coming in to the UFC, and of course he got stopped in the first round, which makes it tough, but we'll see how he bounces back. That's going to be the thing, you know, come back from that first loss in the UFC and make up for it. This is his time. Excuse me, damn, I got like hiccup in there. But this is the time to make up for it, right? You know, come in. Yeah, you got heel hooked in the first round, but so has like three or four other people that Walter Walker has done that to. So you got to come back in and make it, you know, make up for it in your second fight and come in with a big win. That's what he needs to do against Perichek. I think that's how you say it. He's coming off a win. He got a performance of the night bonus for his TKO over Elisha Ellison in the first round. So Louis Sutherland has got to be careful with that coming in to that first round. And you know, maybe we get a slugfest in this one if Louis Sutherland's like, I'm not getting taken down again, so I'm coming out swinging. So that could be potential for a decent fight. So that brings us to the other half of the prelims. Another dumb fucking shitty name to say. Kondrativicius, I think, versus Antonio Tricoli. Holy shit. You can barely fit that name in there. But he's 8-1. We'll call him Condra. Condra's 8-1. Tricoli's 12-6. Happening in the middleweight division. Tricoli, man, fucking 0-3. 0-3. He got submitted twice and then TKO'd. Say it 10 times for a prize. I ain't winning that prize, man. I am definitely not winning that prize. But yeah, Tricoli 0-3 in the UFC, and he gets another fight, which is crazy, especially when you get finished in all three of those fights. Of course, he fought Shar Bullet and got TKO'd in his first fight. Then he fought Tracion Gore, gets guillotined in the first round, and then another guillotine in the first round against Mansour Abdul Malik. So Tricoli's looking for his first UFC win, while Condra is coming in 8-1. and this is his UFC debut. He won in the Contender Series by TKO in the first round. Pro lost to Tracy Youngard, yeah, by submission too. And then he comes back and loses again for a second time by submission. It's crazy. But Condra's coming in looking to make a splash in the UFC with his first win. And you know what? It might not be too hard. Tricoli having lost 3 times in a row by, you know, getting finished every single time. Condra might be able to do that. He's 6-0 by KO TKO and 2-1 by sub. So Tricoli's been TKO'd and subbed. So Condra might have an easy win here, but we'll see if Tricoli is hungry enough to try to get his first win in the UFC. Otherwise, it's probably do or die, and we might just see him get cut after this, which I feel like I'm surprised he didn't get cut already. Other people have been cut for less. So another heavyweight bout, Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco. Franco making his UFC debut. Pinto is 11-0 undefeated, and he's 2-0 in the UFC, coming off of 2 TKO wins, both in the second round. The first one against Austin Lane, which, you know, Austin Lane sucks, but performance of the night bonus there. Why is Pinto not fighting a ranked guy? Well, because he's only got 2 fights in the UFC. I mean, I know it's the heavyweight division. Fuck, I shouldn't say that. God damn, you're right again, Tyler. But yeah, I mean, maybe after this one, if he comes in and gets another TKO win or another KO win, that could do it for him. So he got a performance of the night bonus in his first one. He won by first round TKO in the Contender Series, and then he won by TKO in the second round of the fight against Joe Anata Denise, which was his last fight. But yeah, to be fighting a guy making his debut, that's kind of tough considering the state of the heavyweight division. But yeah, he's making his debut, and he lost in the Contender Series by submission. So again, the women's division, the men's heavyweight division, obviously the state of those divisions are tough considering what the kind of matchups they're putting up in there. And he got 2 wins outside of the UFC by TKO and submission. His last fight he won by submission. So we'll see what he does coming into the UFC. He's 10-1 overall against Mario Pinto, who's 11-0. So that, you know, we'll see if we get some excitement out of that heavyweight division. Next up should be a really good fight. Nathaniel Wood versus Losane Kaita. Kaita has some power, man. So, and Wood gets hit a lot. So this is probably one of the best fights on the prelims, I think. I mean, Wood is technical, but and consistent, but you know, he gets hit a lot. And Kaita, he's explosive, he's powerful, and he's got finishing. You know, he's got finishing power, and he's a finisher. So Nathaniel Wood is coming off of a win. He's on a decent win streak here. 1, 2, 3. He's on a 3-fight win streak with all decision wins though. So he will take you into deep waters, and we'll see how much pressure he can put on Kaita. If he can, Kaita better make, yeah. Yeah, that's right. He did lose. Yeah, he got that fight against Pitbull canceled because of the weight loss, or weight miss, I should say. Before that, though, he got oh shit, that was his only fight that he was supposed to have in the UFC. He was 10-1 in Octagon, 3-0 in WFL. He was on a win streak coming into the UFC, but he didn't make weight. So, yeah, you just got to make weight, man. Just got to make weight, and he's got to, you know, and then he can see what he can do against Nathaniel Wood, who's had a lot of fights in the UFC. So this could be an interesting one. I feel like this has the most potential to be exciting if Kaita can, you know, make weight and get to the fight this time. Then we got Mason Jones versus Axel Sola in the lightweight division. Or I'm sorry, in the lightweight division. I don't know what the fuck I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, Jones is a pressure fighter. He's got high output. He's gritty. Weak defensive wrestling though. Yeah. You're talking about Kaito, right? But yeah, Jones Yeah, he's a kind of a chaotic fighter. So Sola's, he's dangerous early, but we'll see what he can do. I mean, he's 11-0. If Jones pushes the pace, he can kind of take over and take control of the fight. And but Sola has that potential to land early, and he's pretty quick. He could definitely end it early. But I think if it goes, past the first couple minutes, Mason Jones might take control of that fight. Jones is 3-2. He's on a 2-fight win streak with wins over Jeremy Stevens and Balaji Oki. He beat Stevens by decision and then beat Oki by TKO. Got a performance of the night bonus there, which was a fun fight for him in the second round, getting that win. And then Sola, I think, is 1-0 in the UFC with that win over Reese McKee by TKO in the third round. So yeah, we got two. This should be a decent fight too. I don't know. These last two fights, actually the last three fights, Pinto's a fun fighter to watch too. So this second half of the prelims should be pretty damn good. So at least, maybe if you miss the first part of the prelims, it's not going to be a big deal. But that brings us into the main card. And we start off with Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. Campbell is making his UFC debut. We saw him on the Contender series where he got a TKO win in the first round. A minute 20 seconds in. As you can see, he's got 5-0 by KO TKO, 1-0 by sub, 2-0 by decision. I mean, he's on an 8-fight win streak because he's 8-0 in his professional career. So he's looking to come into the UFC and get his first win. All expenses paid trip. I mean, I wouldn't mind visiting London. My problem is flying over water. I've never done it, so I don't like flying as it is, but I think at some point I would like to go somewhere overseas. I think I would just have to get over my fear of flying over water, because my fear of flying for a long time is I just don't like being in a plane for that long, being cooped up for that long. The longest flight I ever took was like 4.5 hours, I think, something like that. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see this stuff, but at the same time, it's like, fuck, I'd have to get past that first. So yeah. I sit on the outside of the plane. Of course you do, Tyler. Yeah, so Curtis Campbell coming in, making his UFC debut. Obviously undefeated against Danny Silva. He's had 3 fights in the UFC. He's 2-1. He's never been finished, and he's 5-2 by decision. No submission wins or losses. 5-0 by KO TKO. 10-2 overall. He's coming off a loss. One of only his 2 loss. Alcohol don't hit the same at 40k feet in there. There would probably definitely have to be alcohol involved for me. He lost to Kevin Vallejos, and we just saw what he did to Josh Emmett. So I mean, that was Danny Silva's last fight. So I mean, he lost to a fucking great fighter who we've seen just continue to be better. He beat Lucas Almeida by decision and Josh Kulabau by decision as well. So he's only won by decision in the UFC and lost by decision. He hasn't gotten any finishes or been finished in the UFC. So we'll see what can happen when he's fighting against Curtis Campbell, who got a quick finish in the first round, a minute and 20 seconds in the Contender series. So this should be a decent matchup to get the main card started. And then we get to the real fights, man. This is going to be a damn good fight. Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan, I feel like has potential to be really, really good. We've seen them both kind of have some so-so fights, I guess, but I feel like this one has some potential to be pretty good. Roman Dolidze 15-4 overall, 9-4 in the UFC. Never been stopped on the feet, but he's been submitted once. He's got 3 wins there, 8-0 by KO TKO, 4-3 by decision, and he's coming off a loss to Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy, man. I mean, that's a tough one. I guess Roman wasn't 100% in that fight either, so of course there's that. That's always there hanging over, but you know, he did lose by submission to Anthony Hernandez. Before that, he was on a 3-fight win streak with wins over Anthony Smith, Kevin Holland, and Marvin Vettori. What? Man, I don't plan on being on a plane going over the water for a while, so I'll try to remember that, whatever the hell that means, because I feel like you're fucking with me. But anyway, Christian Leroy Duncan, never been finished at all. He's only got 1 win by submission, but look at that, double digits in KO TKO, 10-0. He's 6-2 in the UFC, 2-2 by decision. He's on a 3-fight win streak, and his 3 wins are over Andre Puliev by decision, Eric Anders by TKO with a performance of the night bonus, and Marco Tulio in his last fight was a TKO win as well in the 2nd round with a bonus there too. The Anders fight was a 1st round TKO, so he's on a pretty good win streak here, fighting against Roman Dolidze, who's never been finished on the feet and only has 1 submission loss, while Christian Leroy Duncan has only submitted 1 person. So wait, I'll just hard to see. It's also the length of the flight. So I don't know that there's much you can do for that. But I appreciate it. Then we can go to your new oh shit, here we go.
Oh shit, here we go again.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like this has potential to be a great fight. You know, I feel like both these guys can put up a decent fight on the feet, and Christian Leroy Duncan, he's pretty slick with his striking. Let me see here. I've been completely ignoring my notes, but if like business class or first class, I'm going, oh yeah, I bet, because fucking flying coach sucks as it is, and then having to do that shit, and then I'm picking the wrong one here. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've always heard is, yeah, it's better to spend a little bit of extra money just to get in there and be a little more comfortable than just fucking sitting and coach and with being crowded. And yeah, and it's not like I'm the smallest dude in the world either, so. But yeah, where was I at? If it stays standing early, Duncan's faster. You know, he's got the cleaner striking. He's more dangerous. Dolidze kind of makes it ugly and will slow it down. And kind of grind it out. That's kind of where he lives. You know, but Duncan, I think he's a bit flashier. He goes for the more. He takes chances with his striking, I guess you could say. So he's got knockout power. And I only fly Emirates cabin class. Oh shit, I've seen that before. That does look pretty dope, but that's a lot of money. I flew business class from New York to Dubai. Amazing. I flew coach from Dubai to Thailand. Dog shit. Shit. Yeah, I've heard Emirates, man. I've seen that on some videos somewhere. I was like, holy shit, that really is like having your own fucking little apartment. It's crazy. Sure you do, Tyler. I'm sure you do. Must be nice. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Christian Leroy Duncan has the advantage here, but we'll see if Roman Dolidze can come back from that loss and get a big win against a guy who's on a win streak. So this should be an interesting fight though, for sure. And that brings us over to what could be a banger in Iwo Baranowski versus Austin Lane. I'm thinking it's going to be one-sided with Baranowski just demolishing Lane, because Austin Lane just gets hit and it's over. That's pretty much how it goes. you know, being as athletic as he is, he just doesn't take getting hit very well. If he survives the early onslaught of Baranowski, he might be able to make it interesting, but Baranowski just gets it done, man, and he gets it done early. That's what we've seen from him so far, with that crazy fight against Ibo Aslan, and you know, he got a 20-second first round finish against Muhammad Ali. Oh, literally Muhammad Ali in the Contender series. His chin already looked cooked from the NFL. Yeah, too much CTE there. What the fuck? All right. So yeah, I mean, first round finishes in both of his fights that had to do anything with the UFC. He got a performance of the night bonus in his last win against Ibo Aslan. He did get wobbled a little bit in that fight against Aslan, but he came back and just knocked him out. So he's undefeated at 7-0, and he's 1-0 in the UFC. Obviously never been finished because he's undefeated. So that's going to be tough for Austin Lane, who, you know, like I said, just isn't great. He's 1-4 in the UFC, 13-7 overall, 11-6 by KO TKO, which is a great number in that column with the double digits. But I mean, the 6 times he's lost, 4 of them have been in the UFC, and yeah, he's 1-1 by submission, 1-0 by decision. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. I could be wrong about this 4 times, but yeah, he got submitted by Vitor Petrino in his last fight. TKO by Mario Pinto. He beat Robeles to Spain by decision, but Spain was the biggest fluke ever when it came to coming into the UFC. Austin Lane gonna shoot a takedown and run into Iwo's judo skills? 100%. And then he lost to Joanata Denise and Justin Tafa. So 3 of those 6 losses, I'm sorry, 3 of his 4 losses in the UFC have been by TKO, and the other has been by sub. His only win has been by decision. So he hasn't finished anybody, even though he has 11 TKO KO wins, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm not expecting much out of Lane in this one, especially because, yeah, Robeles to Spain had that crazy power, but he just couldn't get it going in the UFC. He didn't do well at all. So I can't even give Austin Lane props for beating Despain and or Despaigne, however you want to say his fucking name. But Baranowski, we've seen 2 fights from him, the Contender series and the one in the UFC, and we've seen him finish them both in the first round, and it's just been hectic, chaos, crazy, and he has come out the winner both times, even though he gotten dropped himself in the first fight he fought in the UFC. So this could be fun. If Austin Lane can't catch him, then I guarantee Baranowski is gonna catch him first and get him out of there early. I don't see this going past the first round. It's probably gonna be a quick one for Austin Lane to get finished, honestly. Unfortunate for him, but if they keep his ass around in the UFC, if he loses this one, I don't know what's happening, but I guess it wouldn't surprise me at this point. So that takes us over to this other strange matchup, man. Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson. Like, I don't understand this matchup whatsoever. They're not 9-year age difference. Obviously Michael Venom Page coming off of a 2-fight win streak. I mean, Sam Patterson's on a 4-fight win streak, but it just doesn't seem like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like the best matchup. Seems weird. Yeah, he probably should be the headliner, but it just seems weird what Michael Venom Page has done, and in his entire career, but in the UFC too. I know he hasn't been like the Michael Venom Page of I think they can't find fights for Michael and he couldn't turn out. Yeah, I mean, that might be true. That might be true for sure. Who's your favorite fighter fighting from that region of the world? No, I don't really like Bisping that much, to be honest with you. I'd have to think about it. I don't really know. I do like Michael Page a lot, but as far as to have like a favorite, I don't know, man. I'd have to think about it. That's tough. I never have answers for these. I need to start just coming up. I need to start coming up with answers. But yeah, so Michael Page coming off the 2 wins over Jared Cannonier and Shara Bullet, both by decision. His last loss was to Ian Machado Gary by decision. All of his fights have been by decision since he's been in the UFC, win or lose. So he hasn't really gotten any big finishes, even though he's 12-1 by KO TKO and 4-0 by sub. He's 8-2 by decision. He's 3-1 in the UFC, with that 1 loss being the Ian Machado Gary. He's on a 2-fight win streak, and he's one of the bigger names on the card, like we were saying. So he's fighting Sam Patterson, who, you know, has shown some good skills in the UFC so far. 4-1. He's on that 4-fight win streak. He lost his first fight in the UFC by TKO over Yanel Ashmuz, but then he has gotten finishes in all 4 of his wins since then. He's never been finished on the ground. He's 7-0 by submission. He's 6-2 by KO TKO, which that does play in MVP's advantage with those 12 KO wins, but he hasn't KO'd anybody in the UFC. So and then Patterson is only has 1 win by decision and no losses, which is crazy because that's the only way Michael Page has won. So that's what makes, you know, there's a couple things to look out for there when it comes down to it, because, you know, it's just a weird matchup. And Patterson has finished all 4 of his fights. Johan Lanessi, Kiefer Crosby both by submission, and then his last 2 fights were Danny Barlow by TKO in the first round and Trey Waters by TKO in the first round. So he's got his last 2 fights were by KO TKO. So that's something MVP is gonna have to watch out for. Let's see if we can get the MVP of old, the slick guy who was pulling off great, you know, crazy striking skills. You know, when he was fighting against Jared Cannonier in that fight where he wobbled him and rocked him in his last fight, he stopped and pointed at him and shit and was like, hey, relax, calm down. It's like, dude, don't do that, man. Just jump on him. Let's see you get the finish. You haven't got a finish in the UFC yet. So I'm hoping we don't see that shit again against Sam Patterson, who's been finishing his opponents in the, you know, in every fight he's fought in except for 1. He hasn't had any fights of his go to decision at all. So we'll see if MVP can change that and finish and get a finish here, because I think he needs that to really propel him a little further in the UFC. Get back to that exciting style that he had in Bellator. I know the level of competition is different in the UFC, but maybe Sam Patterson's that guy. He can get a jump off to, you know, showing the MVP of old. But I love MVP, but I got Sam Patterson on my fantasy MMA league. Oh, there you go. But yeah, I mean, let's hope that MVP isn't like the gatekeeper type, you know, just because he's older and he hasn't really progressed in the UFC as quickly as we thought he might. And Patterson could get a good bump for, you know, beating MVP, especially if he finishes him for a 5th fight in a row with a finish. So we'll see. That's what makes this fight interesting, even though it's a really weird matchup. So that brings us to the co-main event: Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell. Luke Riley looking to, you know, do some Paddy Pimblett type shit, coming over to London and, you know, getting a big win, because he won his last fight over Bogdan Grad by TKO in the 2nd round. He got a bonus for that one as well, and, you know, that makes him 1-0 in the UFC with a finish. No submissions, wins or losses. He's 9-0 by KO TKO, which is impressive, and then 3-0 by decision. 12-0 overall. You think MVP was legit when he was fighting in Bellator? Yeah, for sure. I think that he fucked around a little bit too much sometimes, but I mean, he was finishing fights, and, you know, what he did to Cyborg was crushing his skull with that flying knee was pretty crazy. He did some cool shit in Bellator. I just feel like maybe the competition was a little bit less over there, so it made it a bit easier for him to be able to pull some shit like that off. and I think he's trying not to take those kind of chances in the UFC now that he's a little bit older. He's recognized the level of competition is higher, so maybe he got humbled a little bit, and he's now a little more timid. Oh, he had to have, man. I mean, he crushed his goddamn skull. If that didn't tell you to retire, you know, it's not like he was doing well before that. So yeah, it was about that time. It just sucks that it took that to happen to him for him to decide to retire. But interesting enough, both these guys have not been finished on the feet or on the ground. As you see, neither one of them have a win by submission either. So we're looking at either a decision or a KO TKO win, which is cool. But as well as 1-1 in the UFC, and he's coming off a win as well over, let's see, who was his win over? I can't remember. Lucas Almeida. He got a first round finish. So man, both these guys are coming out looking for big wins, looking for finishes, which is good, because you know, that's what makes for an interesting fight. And for the co-main event, I mean, Riley is kind of more the complete fighter, cleaner striker and better control as well. If Riley gets reckless, as well can take over. But I mean, it feels like Riley's fight, it's more like Riley's fight to lose. But I think Aswell has some decent skills as well. So, and if you're just looking at those numbers there, I mean, we'll see if we can get a finish out of this one, and see if one of those guys get one of those O's taken in the finishing columns. I got Nasty Luke in this fight. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm leaning more towards Luke Riley in this one as well. It just seems like he, you know, but he does get hit a lot, so that's the only problem. So we'll see if Aswell comes out. And here you go,
Smoke
Antoine.
weed every day.
We'll see if Aswell can get the jump on him, but I mean, I'm thinking Luke Riley's gonna come to show up and show out in London. So we'll see. I'm hoping it's an exciting fight, no matter how long it lasts. And yeah, should be a good one. Oh, I didn't even change it over to. Of course, you see Luke Riley at the top there, catching that extra shot on the ground. And then as well against who was that? Balaji Oki. He did lose that fight by decision, but before that, oh, he lost to Bogdan Grad in the Contender series. Oh shit, that's right. So yeah, he lost to Oki in his first fight, and then beat Lucas Almeida. So we'll see what happens here against Luke Riley, and if Luke Riley can keep that undefeated record. And speaking of undefeated records, that brings us over to the main event, and that is two undefeated guys going up against each other. Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy, both guys who people have pretty much argued that should have had title shots already by this point. But they're both similar in age, 32 and 34, 19-0 for Evloev, 17-0 for Murphy. They're both 9-0 in the UFC, which is kind of crazy. 3-0 by KO TKO for Evloev. 8-0 for Lerone Murphy, which is a lot better. Murphy's never been submitted, nor has he submitted anybody, while Evloev has 4 submissions and then 12 wins by decision. So every single fight for Evloev in the UFC, all 9 of his wins have been by fucking decision. So that's what worries me about this fight. And that's why Jean Silva was saying, I'm going to be there to watch this boring ass fight and then hand them both their walking papers, which is a goddamn shame. And then he followed that up by saying, I'll be the one taking the title shot. Thank you. So I'm thinking, shit, it's tough, man. I would like to see Lerone Murphy get the win too, but you know, both these guys have a lot of their wins are by decision. And I think if going into deeper waters here, I think Evloev might have the advantage just because he's got those takedowns. You know, it's like grinding decisions is kind of what he usually gets out of his fights. And Lerone Murphy, obviously, we saw him get that spinning back elbow on Aaron Pico and then just proceeded to continue to punish him on the ground. He's more dangerous on the feet, but and he has, you know, he has some finishing power, but yeah, this is, it's just tough because Evloev is more, has the yeah, he's got the control, man, and he can take him down, he can control him and make it a boring ass fight, unfortunately. So but they're both undefeated, so they're both gonna come out there. I don't think people understand how high level you have to be to use someone's momentum against them. Yeah, and it's just these guys with their fucking grinding wrestling styles and control on the ground. It's just tough, man. He suffocates you, he puts a pace on you, and he's just consistent in the wrestling. He just 9-0 by decision is like what gets me too, because then I feel like if Murphy can't catch him in the earlier rounds, it's gonna go deep into the rounds, and you know, Murphy's gonna get tired against Evloev if he just keeps getting taken down, or even just trying to defend over and over and over again. So yeah, Murphy has the reach and height advantage, but you know, the rest that wrestling overtakes all of that, as well as the power if Murphy can't land on Evloev. So this is a tough one, man. I think I would like to see Murphy win as well, but yeah, both of these guys undefeated, both 9-0 in the UFC, both undefeated in their entire careers, and both of them go to decision a lot. So we might just see a fucking 5-round, you know, back and forth kind of, maybe somewhat boring fight, unfortunately. So there's a few decent fights on this card, but I don't know what to think about this main event. It'd be nice to see some action and to see a finish, but I don't know if we're gonna get that. So let's take a look at the Fight Wheel predictions for last week. We went 4-2. Grappling snooze fest. Yeah, unfortunately there is a possibility that happens, and that sucks. 4-2 for the picks for last week. So let's see if the Fight Wheel predictions can do as good, if not better, this week. So let me get this set up here, and we will see what the Fight Wheel predictions have for us for UFC London this week on Saturday. Here we go. Let's get started. Fight Wheel predictions, UFC London. First pick, 6 fights overall. What's the most you'll ever bet on a fight? I really haven't bet anything more than like $10. I bet 20 on one fight. That's really it. Would I ever go to UFC BJJ? I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm into it enough. You know what? I would. I think it'd be a good experience. I haven't bet in a while, no. Oh, Sam Patterson to beat MVP. Ooh. I don't like that first pick right away, honestly. But like I said, Sam Patterson has four straight wins, or 4 wins in a row, and has finished all of those. So I mean, he has potential. Most I ever bet was 100. I mean, maybe back in the day, I might have bet like 50 to 100 on something. But on fights more recently, yeah, I never bet more than like $5 or $10 at a time. I'll do like a few different bets to total out to about $20-30. But for one fight, yeah, I don't know. I don't go more than that. I just don't like betting that much, really. So we got, hold on, where is it? Oh, there, Michael Page. Sam Patterson to be Michael Venom Page in that first Fight Wheel prediction. That's a tough first one. I don't know. That's a toss-up, kind of. Yeah, I think UFC BJJ, I think it'd be cool to see. Roman Dolidze to beat Christian Leroy Duncan. I don't think that's a good pick either. Fuck, that one's even worse, actually, because I don't know that Dolidze can beat CLD, especially with how Dolidze's looked recently. But we'll see if he comes in a little more a little more healthy this time, and we'll see if this wheel is wild. And yeah, I know, man. Watch, next thing you know, it's gonna say Austin Lane. If it picks Austin Lane, it's fucking over. Oh shit, I thought it was going to. Curtis Campbell making his UFC debut to beat Danny Silva. That might be a tough one too, but maybe a little more feasible than these last two. So, oh shit, let me get rid of Danny Silva. There we go. So we got 3 down, 3 to go. Not sure how I'm liking these picks so far. I feel bad for Austin because you can tell he's a very, yeah, I think he is a nice guy, man. I really do. But him as a fighter, holy shit. Yeah, there we go. Iwo Baranowski to beat Austin Lane. That makes the most sense so far. I do think Austin Lane seems like a good dude. It's just he sucks so bad at fighting, man. I hate to say that too, with somebody who does seem like such a nice dude, but fucking A. I think our only lock so far is Iwo. All right. Oh shit. Again, Michael Aswell to beat Luke Riley. I don't know about that one either, man. I think Luke Riley's coming out there hungry, so that's going to be a tough one as well. That leaves us with the main event, as it should be, I guess. Who's going to lose that O? Both undefeated. Oh, Lerone Murphy. Damn. I think Luke fights for a belt one day. I think it's very possible. I usually don't like to say something like that, though, until I see a little more out of them, but I think he's got a lot of potential. So, Lerone Murphy, that's kind of a toss-up too, man. I'm not sure about that one either, but fucking A. The fight wheel is out here just making bold predictions. So, we got Sam Patterson to beat Michael Venom Page. We got Christian Leroy Duncan to beat Roman Dolidze. Oh wait, didn't it pick Dolidze? Fuck, do you guys remember? Did I put CLD on accident? I think it said Dolidze, didn't it? I might have fucked that up. I'm gonna go with yeah, because it didn't make sense. So Dolidze. I can go back and fix that. We'll find out. I don't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure that's why I was like, what the hell is this fight wheel doing? Yeah, I picked Dolidze, right? Okay, good. That's what I thought. I wrote CLD probably because I was talking about him. So yeah, Dolidze to beat Christian Leroy Duncan, which is questionable. Thank you, Tua. I appreciate that. And then we got Curtis Campbell to beat Danny Silva. That's definitely possible. Iwo Baranowski to beat Austin Lane, almost guaranteed. Watch that not happen though. Michael Aswell to beat Luke Riley. I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see. And then Lerone Murphy to beat Movsar Evloev. I think that's more of a toss-up than anything. So that could go either way. So we'll see. We might go 3-3. We might fucking sweep it across the board and see if the fight wheel predictions really came through. So yeah, that about does it for your fight wheel predictions for UFC London and the breakdown of the entire fight card. So yeah, not a bad time, man. Actually didn't go past fucking an hour and a half, surprisingly. It's been like that for a while. Keep going to almost 2 hours. But I appreciate you guys. You guys keep me going, man. I really do appreciate you guys as always for constantly keeping me busy. What do you rate the card on paper? Honestly, I give it like a 6. I give it like a 6. It's tough. I can't give it too high. I mean, 6 feels like it's a little generous too. Do you wake up for the UFC cards in Asia? Sometimes. It just depends on what's going on for my weekend. But yeah, sometimes I will. I did for the last one. I think I actually did a fight. I did a watch party for it. I wanted to do a watch party this week for this one since it's during the day, but I can't do it because it's my wife's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to my wife. I love the hell out of her, and she does a lot for us, and she's always, supporting me, and she's a great wife, a great mom. So shout out to her for her birthday, early birthday. But that's her tomorrow, her day. And then we're celebrating tomorrow night, but then we just have some activities going on throughout the weekend. Just, you know, continuing the celebration going on through. So yeah, big shout out to my wife. We met through mutual friends in a hangout spot that we used to hang out in back in the street we used to cruise on, actually, back in the day. So I actually do remember that one. Yeah, we've been together for a while, and we've been married for a while. So 2 kids, it's all good. I love my wife, man. She's the best, and she definitely keeps me going. So I appreciate the hell out of her, and happy early birthday to her. Thank you guys. Appreciate all the nice words. Thank you guys again for keeping me going on the show, man. I even on times when I don't feel like doing it, I know I'm gonna come in here and be able to talk to you guys, and it makes for a good show and good interactions, and yeah, it makes it for a fun time. Did I really like her from the jump? We were kind of just friends at first, man. I didn't really think it was gonna be like turn out the way it did, but we spent a lot of time together. We hung out a lot because we had mutual friends. She kind of lived with one of my friends, female, actually couple. They were a couple. It was a whole thing. But anyway, yeah, we just had mutual friends, and then we just kind of grew close, and then yeah, jumped off from there. So it was cool. But yeah, it's been a good long time we've been together, and I love her, and I'm happy to have her. So that's it for me, though. You guys have a good weekend. Don't forget, the fights start early. The prelims start in the morning, 10 a.m. for me here in Arizona. Just Google UFC event. It'll tell you what time they start there. Click on the prelims, click on the main card. It'll tell you the start times for both of them. And yeah, don't miss it. So come back on Sunday for the recap of all the fights and any other news going on around combat sports. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. That's it for me. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Peace.